Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Today's Restaurant Networking Group. Today is January the 23rd. My name is Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant, and we are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help any restaurant owner, manager, or chef with any issues they may have. And if you'd like to get a hold of us to come to a meeting or to ask us a question, give us a call at 561 620 8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. And good morning, everybody. And last week at the 11 o'clock meeting, we one of our members asked a question, and I want to try to do it here before we do our intros. Wants and needs. What are your wants and needs uh, relating to your business, of course, that you might have? Do you need to hire somebody? Are you looking for something? What exactly are your wants and needs at this point in time? Anybody have any?
I
Go
do.
on. Yeah.
Yeah. My wants are a 20-hour a week digital marketing person. Um, also, um, a total revival of the website. It's okay, but it's very static. Um, and also another Microsoft 11 computer for the digital marketing person to use. So those are three wants right there.
I can help you with two and a half of those.
Oh yeah?
2.5.
Yeah, we have in the 11 o'clock group, we have brilliant computers, and Mark is very good with setting things up like that. And what was the other thing you needed? Oh, you needed a
20-hour a week person to do the
uh,
marketing. Um, these are wants, okay?
I'll
And they
share
will
that with you.
they uh I mean, as long as we're dreaming, you know, these are wants
No,
to
absolutely.
take my business to a higher level, but it's all going to be related to the checking account. So, you know, I'd like
Chris,
a I'd like a new company car. That's a want.
Chris, do you want that marketing individual to be stateside or overseas?
Uh,
India. I was about to say, because that's the only way you're going to get it cheap. And when
yeah,
those numbers, when those marketing numbers come in of that spam call, you're going to waste your money. We've tried it before, but every industry is different. I mean, your industry could be a lot different. I'm not saying don't try it or want
yeah,
it, but got to be cautious when you do that kind of stuff.
right. Yeah. Did you go with the overseas people?
Well, it was not me personally. It was a partner I used to work with, and he looked for the cheapest one because he was a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
oh, uh-oh. Just,
No, I ideally I'd like to find somebody right here in Vidalia who I could meet with on a regular basis. Um, and set up an office arrangement for them.
Sure.
And yeah.
Why don't you check with I'm being serious, the local high school or a community college or somewhere close by. The
Yeah,
kids are
that's
going
a,
to
that's a,
school for
that's a
that
good
now.
idea. I used that in Atlanta and I got some really good kids. I
Yeah,
mean,
what's the closest college to you? Wouldn't be Georgia Southern.
Southeastern Tech is like 2 miles away.
So then
the
I'd go
correctional
there.
facility.
I'd go there. I agree with Howard. I'd go there and talk to the director of the business marketing programs there and see if there's anybody that's trying to get some on-the-job training for their degree.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the thing is technically, if they're a college student, would you have to pay them? Because they could use that towards their credit hours, where you could actually save the money and give them some on-the-job training.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Either that or I have a 12-year-old nephew who'll do it.
Depends on what he sounds like. You know, I mean, the way I interviewed people when I did it in Atlanta, I didn't have them come into the office personally. I just said, have them give me a call, and I would hear how they sounded on the phone, and that was the deal. If they sounded decent on the phone, we could work through everything else. And yeah, I got a guy and a girl. They were juniors in high school at the time, and he had a mature voice, and she was fine. And they worked with me for about 4 or 5 years after they got out of high school, and you know, a little bit the summertime during college and stuff. So yeah, it was great. But it's just where the industry is so big, you know, we need to get a slice here and there, and so
Were you able to help that chef that was here last week?
never heard from him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never heard from him either. Me and Jessica had pretty much the same ask. Any new restaurant opening or new business opening, take advantage of our referral program, $1,000 per referral. If you can get us in front of the owner before they open, we got an 80% chance of closing them and put some money in your pocket. Me and Jessica pretty much like our businesses go tandem hand in hand, so we work a lot
Yes.
pretty well together.
Ditto.
Howard, asked answer your question like what Chris said. It's about again, it's about money. But what I've been trying to do is through December and January is figure out reaching like mostly, like dealers and other people I've worked in the past, but I don't want to come across. I want to do like a monthly blast as far as like information, what's going on in the market. Things are changing, how things are work. And I've been trying to put my head around it and trying to figure it out. And I'm not very good at it as far as like wording and things like that, and just trying to, I don't want to come across and start, looking like I'm spamming people. I'm not going to spam people because that's, people don't like that, but reach out to older people I haven't talked to in a while, kind of let them know that, hey, I'm here. This is what's going on in the market. If I can help you, things like that. Because it's, I think, if you do an email blast to a lot of times restaurants, it doesn't always come back. I think it either ends up in spam or people just not the timing. And I think, like Chris said, just like a little piece of the pie. I think there's a lot of people out there do what I do. I try to be more of hands-on, because a lot of times, dealers have relationships, but they say go to the website, fill it out. In 30 seconds you get something back, say, hey, you got approved. But that doesn't do the client any good. I like talking to the dealer and also to the client and kind of find out what's, where they're really at. They could have great credit, and then something comes back from something, like a credit card or whatever, and the rate's high, but they don't deserve that. If they got a good business and good credit, I think they deserve
Right.
better.
You and I have discussed this a lot, and I can talk about this because I used to be a dealer,
Mm-hmm.
and the reps that used to come to my business, the ones that showed up on a regular basis, even if they got no business from us, the ones who showed up on a regular basis eventually got business from us.
Yeah.
Because we knew that they were consistent in what they were doing, and they weren't, hit and run, fly by night, and they had things to offer us about their product.
Yeah.
And the same thing applies for everything that we're doing. Everybody on the board today.
Yeah.
If you're consistent and calling on, even if you're getting nothing. I was a rep also, so I know from both sides. I used to have a schedule. I used to go every Wednesday, Thursday. I had a routine. I was at a certain dealer every time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Right.
we just sit and talk about sports because
Mhm.
there's things that don't allow them perhaps to buy from you.
Yeah.
They may be in a buying group that you're not
Yeah.
in or something like that. So you have to be consistent because things change.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's a good point,
And I
Howard.
try that and try to be as much as I can in front of people. I'm just, going to Florida or Alabama, and just not, you know,
I mean, there's
I'll give you
studies like for sales.
A perfect example happened this week with us. I don't know if Ed, did you get my email that I sent you? That woman who wanted something? Ed, you with us?
Go ahead.
I
I'm
sent
sorry.
you an email from a response that
sleeping.
I got.
Oh yeah, I reached out to them. I haven't heard back.
Okay, well,
I assume what they're talking about is renting as opposed to buying.
yeah. Well, that was one response from Ed's email blast this week, and what's his name in our 11 o'clock group. My other financial guy was doing did an email blast, and he got himself a new representative because of the blast. Things like that happen because people they see you, they see your promotional material on a regular
Mhm.
basis, and things will happen. Once it takes time, but things
Mhm.
will happen. You have to be consistent.
Yeah, statistically, Howard, I mean, I'm sure like a lot of you have read the Challenger that it takes like 7 touches for a business for them to actually like trust you and be able to
Yeah.
like consider
Exactly.
doing business with you.
Mhm.
So,
Exactly.
And that's
Right.
a lot of people can't hang in there that long. They won't do it. They'll
Yeah.
once turned away once, even twice. That's it. They're like, okay, well, this is going nowhere. As I used to be a sales manager for 10 years, and I would just keep going back. And luckily, I did very well. But that doesn't happen all the time. And like even if you don't get anything, like case in point, Jessica, I was with my property manager who moved offices and had no internet or phones last week, and she was desperate. So I did a 3-way call with Jessica, and her company did not service that area. However, she got on the phone with her bosses and tried to find anybody that could come out there and do it. Now, she wasn't getting anything for it, but she took the time and she was so nice and so professional. And Mickey said that anytime I need anything, I'm going to call her. So even because she moves a lot, and
He was
so
very sweet.
yeah, no, so you were so good about, well, I'm going to call my boss, I'm going to call him, we're going to call around to see who we can get. But
And I believe I did find the Comcast rep that reached out to her that day. So hopefully that all went well.
okay, great. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You know,
Thank you.
Howard, based on what you're saying, I know that there are a lot of people that are wired differently. And by that, I mean, there are a lot of people who would rather not quote or deal with somebody afraid they're going to lose something as opposed to going after it and losing it anyway. So there's 2 different mindsets. So there's a lot of people approach something they would rather not lose it. And the other people say, I don't care if I lose it, I'm going to try. Big difference.
Well, and I
That
think you just have to be willing to want to help no matter what, right? Because that's what being a good person is about, right? You just go out there and you help people, and you don't know how that'll eventually come back to you, but eventually it probably will. I'm sure that her friend Mickey will find somebody someday that needs Spectrum, and she'll remember me hopefully for me helping her. So it's always good to just help wherever you can, I think.
and you get
I know people who refuse to quote a new company because they don't want to be told no. So they keep going back to the same people that that they've been dealing with for 100 years. They don't expand.
you don't like the word no, then you're in the wrong business.
That's right.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of people who don't want to hear no.
You get 0% return on 100% of never asking.
Mhm.
I mean,
It
the
took
thing
me-
is in my line of work, if they come into my office, they've got a problem and they're looking for a solution expert.
There's a saying in Spanish. It's like translated. It's like if the baby that doesn't cry doesn't get fed.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Or
Wow.
diaper change.
Ed,
It
do
took
you,
me 13 years. It took me 13 years to get an ad out of a broadline distributor because things changed inside their company, not because of anything that I was doing. I was consistent, and our products pretty much stayed the same. So it's something that you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes.
anyone else? And the reason, see, this is good because now, and for Chris, I do have a website designer that can help you. Very reasonable. I gave her to Mickey. I gave her to someone else, and she does our website. And she's less money than everyone else, and she's consistent, and she's there, and she always answers the phone, and she'll take care of you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would say for me, I got lots of stuff going on.
And let's hear it. Come on.
Yeah, I would say, the big ones for me, obviously, every training that I do, I want like a room full of like 10 people, to where we can increase our influence there. But the other thing too is like I have different products that I service. Some of these products, they getting in with the connection is harder than selling the product sometime. And where I go from there is, the biggest one I want is an ability to have direct distribution, to where I have, people essentially paying me to sell my product versus the other way around, which I think is a really good position to be in. So, that's a big want for me, for 2026 and onward. So,
Wait,
Yeah.
do that again. I clarify that.
yeah. So what I've seen in typical distributor relationships is that you may have a really cool product and people may get really excited about this product. But when you can design a product that people are willing to pay you to sell versus you pay them to sell the other way around, that's when you know that you have a product worth selling. Is when you have people lining up at the door, saying, "Well, I'll pay you $50,000 up front if you give me exclusive access to this region to sell products," or I'll, something like that. Like I think that, that's an ultimate goal of mine.
Sounds like a franchise model.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
more than just a franchise model, I think. But yes, it's very similar to a franchise model. But when I go into product development, that's a big want is I want this thing to be so awesome that I have people willing to pay me to market the product, and that's pretty cool.
See, Brandon, you have the idea right on the head. So, you have a lot of the individuals who they want their fair share from the people above them. And I won't get too political on it, but the best way to make money is to take an idea that you have to somebody else who needs to buy that, be a problem solver for them. Next thing
Yeah.
you know, you're in the captain's chair.
Yeah.
That's the true definition of capitalism right there.
Yeah.
And too many people, just like, let's go back to what Ed said, too many people are afraid of the word no. And just what Kurt said is, if you're afraid of the word no, you need to be a time clock puncher, because you don't have to worry about no, because you're always going to have a paycheck, but you're never going to be happy because you're never
Yeah.
going to get above what somebody else is making above you. Kurt shaking his head. spot on, just like his background says. You're spot
Spot
on.
on.
with that.
Okay.
Say
Nice
what?
tie in there.
Hey,
That
hey,
was
I'm
good.
not paying you for that plug.
It's Richard Israel, ISRAEL.
All right. I got your phone number. I'll Zell you later.
Yeah, but see that's just the thing, Brandon. I mean, this our country right now is designed on what can you do for me? What can you give me? We
Yeah.
flip the script. I mean, does anybody ever watch the History Channel? Okay, and the story of this. I mean, how Costco came about, how Sam's
Yeah.
came about, how all these companies came about because somebody had an idea. I mean, who would ever think a Slinky would make millions because some guy said, "Oh, look, I can knock it off my desk and make millions off of it." It's
Yep.
it's sometimes the people who are the ones that struggle the most end up being the richest because the idea just hits them.
I mean, it's kind of one of the
Except
reasons.
if you're in California now.
What's that?
Except if you're in California, because everybody's going to wind up paying them 5% billionaire tax on total net worth.
Well,
That's why they're leaving.
That's why they had to leave by December 31st.
Oh,
It's kind of one of the reasons I
Because
got
tax-
into sales.
Taxes effective January 1st.
But you got to think about it. Like, I look at my bank account every day and I'm like, somewhere out there, somebody has got millions and millions of dollars for inventing the pool noodle.
Yeah.
Yes.
The what now?
The pool noodle. Yes.
And you're
Right.
like,
Oh,
How about-
okay, yeah.
how about
Oh, yeah.
this?
Okay, I understand that.
Well, I mean, the simplest things. I mean, who remembers the Rubik's Cube?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, somebody invented it, and then you still find them on toy store shelves, and kids are still buying them.
Yeah,
Hey,
they've come back. Yeah.
Back one further.
Remember the Pet Rock?
Pet Rock.
The Pet Rock. No, that's probably before my time, Howard. Thank you.
It was.
Oh, my
Yeah, well, I
goodness.
got that from Pompeii.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 79 AD. Boy, you are old.
Oh, man.
You're the
All
one
right.
and lonely survivor.
Mm. Put it right
Well-
next to you. Put it right next to your Cabbage Patch dolls.
Our
Oh
Hey.
gosh, hey Chris, we were in Georgia last year. We went by, that was one of the things my daughter wanted to see was Babyland General. And I walk in and going, some guy had an idea to make a doll, and then boom.
Yeah.
hey, sometimes it doesn't work out though. That's my collection of Beanie Babies in the closet.
There you go.
Kurt, I have one too. I have one that's worth $10,000.
Oh,
It's
nice.
rich, but I don't know where to sell it.
Don't
Yeah, I
don't
would.
sell it.
And
Well,
it's extremely,
Give it to Howard. He can use it.
yeah,
so if a market doesn't exist for it,
right.
does that mean it's worth 10,000 or does that mean it's worthless?
Yeah.
That means it's worthless.
Somewhere in a
Worth
landfill.
whatever somebody will pay for it. Right.
Yeah,
You gotta
somewhere in
well, we talk about like stuff like this, and people are out there will buy it, but they want to pick it off for nothing. Like I got like in a storage, I got probably about 20,000 baseball cards from the 60s and 70s collections. Okay. And they're in the sleeves and everything. And I've tried to sell them. And, it's like, all right, I'll give you $1 for that. But I know what you're going to do. You're going to turn around and try to get a couple $100 for that. I'm like, so, but yeah, it's what it is.
Have it independently appraised,
Yeah.
so you'll know
Gotta
exactly
get
what it is,
PSA
then you can
graded.
sell it.
Yeah.
But there's
Take it
entire
to the-
businesses
take
where
it-
people flip furniture and stuff, and people go to like, yard sales and stuff, and then they sell it, and that's like their entire business model.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, there's a lady that I know. All she does is she goes to yard sales or thrift stores, buys old furniture that people turn in. She has an idea in her head, and then she finishes it and then sells it for 3 or 4 times what she paid for it because it's all of a sudden it's unique and different, but yet it's the same dresser, it's the same whatever. It just has a different appeal.
Right.
I know
Anybody
some
else have any needs or want? Nick, you're very quiet today. Don't.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm just trying. I'm just, listen, I was thinking about that. I mean, yeah, we all have wants and needs. I want to stay busy with profitable customers. I need to make sure I'm in communication with my good contacts, my good referral sources. I need to make sure I'm reciprocating. So those are, wants and needs that govern what I do day to day. But it's hard to be specific, like a need that anybody could help me with right now. We're all here for the reason of trying to be in the mix of information that can provide a good client lead, somebody, a good customer. So that's just my 2 cents.
And that happens all the time in these groups. There's so much business that's gotten had in these groups. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It may go 6 months, and then all of a sudden one thing floats across there that makes it all worthwhile. The business that I work on, I'm not burning and churning. I have to cultivate customers, the right customers. I can't use my time just working on business just to work on business.
Right.
In insurance, it's easy to become a quoting machine, just pump out quotes, and you never end up building the right book of business. So, I have to focus on that, and hopefully I can provide some good information to you all, and then maybe glean 1 or 2 pieces of business, from this, and maybe share some other stuff that I have with my other resources that'll help you guys out. So,
but the comment what Nick was saying, I mean, I appreciate my dealers and everybody sending stuff, and like I said, it's just I appreciate it. A lot of times, I work on small projects, big projects. A lot of them have been small lately, just because I don't want to lose that relationship with my dealer. If I don't work on it, they're going to go somewhere else. But what lately, I've gotten some really bad stuff, and it's just like, I got a guy that thought he was here in America. I mean, he's a U.S. citizen. He's not. And he's married to his he has a wife, but she has a major collection issue with the IRS for probably around $46,000. Yeah. But you talk about stuff like that, and I don't turn stuff down just because if it's coming from a dealer, because if I don't do it, I mean, if I don't try it and say, hey, well, I'll let the dealer and the client know I can't do it because this is, can't do it. But I mean, I like to have bigger deals because those are you put the same amount of time into a small deal as to a big deal. Okay. And a lot of times the smaller the deal is the trouble. They're the trouble ones. And then a lot of times they don't appreciate it because if you get them approved, they're like going, okay, wow.
100% agree with you on that one, Brian.
Yeah.
Smaller deals, and even in my industry, it's like they're such more of a pain. They need you all the time. I mean, you're more passionate because, like, obviously it's like more of their livelihood is like their business is very more important to them. But like the more up market you go, like the bigger the deal is, like the less of concern it is, like their point of sale or whatever business they're doing. So it's much less of a pain to go up market.
Yeah. And one other thing, Howard, and this also, I know it's recorded, but this stays here. Oh my God. I got a little.
This is in confidence.
Yeah. I know it's being recorded, but I'm sure most people will find out eventually. I've been working on this thing for a year, and I've done partial financing for them. Freshco, which is owned by Indian River.
Don't say it yet. Don't even go there.
Why?
You never know. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
XYZ company.
You don't want me to continue?
Might be.
It's like sales training in here.
I'm going to go ahead and do it, Howard.
Okay. You've been warned.
Howard, you better put a disclaimer in here.
All right, Howard, I won't do it. I'll tell everybody offline here.
Objects in the rearview mirror are closer than they appear.
We'll just put it this way. You can probably just figure out what they did. Okay. And just they went the other direction and didn't buy from me and didn't finance it. They kind of just think about it. You'll figure it out.
When I was a dealer in New York, I had a salesman working for me who literally, I went with him one time on a sales call, and we went into the kitchen, and the chef basically threw him out the kitchen door, and he went around the block and came in the front door. He wouldn't stop. He was unbelievable. I was embarrassed, but he kept going.
Yeah.
Did he get the sale?
I don't remember. It's not even important at that time. It's that they see that you're coming back, that you're interested in doing it.
So real quick, Howard, I'll just leave it at this. The word starts with a B, and then you can go from there. Okay.
Well, that doesn't take much figuring out.
Yep. And it's a big company. Big company.
Okay, so anyone else? Because in the 11 o'clock group, everybody got a whole lot of business from letting them know what they needed. And that really does, it's a great idea. Like right now for Chris, we have a website person and then he got a good idea on going to the colleges. And again, the college people, a lot of times you don't have to pay them. It goes towards their credits. So I think that's a great idea.
What we're doing, my partner and I, we're always trying to do something that in our industry nobody else has done, because everybody does the same thing in our industry. They either buy hot or cold leads, or they cold call, or they buy lists. Okay. And, I'm not the one that likes to make those cold calls. I like to be in front of the person. Okay. And I guess maybe it goes back to, I don't like the no. I just don't feel comfortable cold calling. I just never have been. Okay. But I have no problem standing in front of 50 people I've never met, being the smartest person in the room. And I think public speaking is probably a great idea, because everybody in this room on this call has a different need that somebody has to have. And if you don't find a way to get in front of people, what's your game? I mean, I really, really still don't even know what Jessica does, other than she works for Spectrum. I don't know.
Well, let me tell you.
We're going to find out right now.
I said, well, let me tell you.
Jessica, got the floor, dear.
I get to go first? Woo.
Yes.
All right. So Jessica Kirby, Spectrum Business. Spectrum, basically, I am an account executive for Spectrum Business. What that means is I sell products. Our products are internet service, which is your Wi-Fi, cell phone service, TV service. So bars and restaurants, they still need television, and I provide that for them, and phone service. And by phone, it could be a cell phone. It could be an analog landline, which some elevators use that, fire alarms, as well as voice over IP phones. So we sell all of your communication and TV services for businesses, and a high focus on restaurants, as well as any business, because everybody technically needs internet. So the main product that I sell would be the internet, followed by cell phone, phone service. Some people still want TV. Usually it's when those are the sports bars that want the television service. So
do you have somebody that does the groundwork for you, then you come in behind, or do you go from start to finish?
I am the one, I don't install it. I'm the one that goes out. I sell the service. I put together the package for them, and then I manage their account after. I try not to make it a one and done. I want to be their person and
Yeah.
them call me if they need anything because when you work for a huge company like Spectrum, if you're having to call an 800 number, it makes it pretty not personal. And that's when people start to not prefer that company when you have to get through the IVR and you have to. So I try to make it very simple. They call me on my cell phone. They can text me if they have a problem, if they need a bill copy. Most of the things after the sale, I can take care of. The only things I cannot do, I cannot disconnect an account because I'm a salesperson. So they don't let me disconnect accounts. I can't downgrade their service. I can only do upgrades. But the other things that they need, including escalating if there's like a service issue, I can take care of all of that for them.
So if somebody wants to cancel their service, they're sent to escalation. You're not involved. But if you're not involved, how do you save the sale? You don't know there's a problem.
So normally if they want to cancel, they'll call me first and tell me why. And if it's because they're closing their business, that's not savable anyways. And I just
Right,
tell them
yeah.
I'm sorry and let me know. You know what I mean? If it's something where it's a pricing issue and somebody else is offering them something better, I give them very good advice on what to say to get a better deal when they call into our 800 number. I've worked for the company for 18 years, and for the first 10 years, I was in the call center. So I know all the kind of tricks of the trade to what to say and the keywords to help them to get a better deal. So that's a way that I still will help. I just can't be the one to do it for them.
That's just the thing. That's where I'm going is, we have an expert. She's an expert. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to take care of the client. In my line of work, I'm very similar, Jessica. I've got to go out and I have to find the client.
Mhm.
Okay. But it also gets to a certain point where you no longer have to go pound the pavement. Your
Correct.
name goes around word of mouth.
Because of how you take care of
that's how your
people.
business builds. But
Yep.
the thing is you can't feed them a line of bull. I mean, because there's too many they say they're consultants, but they're just salespeople. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, there's a big difference because the
They're the
consultant,
ones that give us a bad rep.
right? The consultants will be there to follow up, ask questions, build a relationship because I don't believe any of us are in the salesman type of job. We're consultants. We're problem solvers. We have to build we're building a brand. How's that sound? We're building
Right.
a brand.
And
It's
I
just-
hate it, and that's why I
but-
hate saying I'm a sales rep, but realistically, account executive equals sales rep. So I do I have to say that's what I do, but I do so much more than that to help keep that relationship because at the end of the day, I don't want anybody. I have a lot invested in this company, and I don't want anyone to ever be unhappy with Spectrum, even if it's not my person. So if I see something online where somebody's having an issue, anytime I see anything that does not look good towards Spectrum, I try to save that relationship.
Well, think
Really?
about this. You only have to take care of one business you work for. I have 10 contracts.
Right.
I've got to make 10 companies happy, but fortunately, I can't make 100% of people happy. Now, the way we get paid is we get paid by commission from the insurance companies, and individuals, they don't like that. They a lot of our carriers are not paying us anymore. And they want to know, well, you're working for free? Yeah, I'm working for free. Basically, is what some of us independent brokers are doing now. So if I'm working for free and I'm still taking care of a client, yeah, I need the money, but if I take care of that client, they're going to go tell somebody else.
Exactly.
Yep. So,
It's interesting
sorry,
now.
I didn't mean to get on my soapbox, Howard, but it's just it's just I've been in sales and stuff since I've been 16 and I'm 55. This is all I know. I don't know how to be a brain surgeon. Wouldn't want to be. Ed.
What we do, we do ice cream work, frozen dessert work, and a lot of the people I deal with, it's a 1.5 year lead time. I'm working with people that we started to work with right now in August of 24. Finally, things are starting to come together. When I was doing capital construction, some of those projects were 3 or 4 years. and you have to be constantly involved in that in order to push them along the way you want them to try to guide them to you, if I could say it that way. So it's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
Well, too many people think they can get a consulting
Mhm.
and salesperson business and make an easy buck. And you just proved it ain't hard. It ain't easy to make an easy buck
No.
because the
No
thing
such
is,
thing.
is we're all in the relationship building business.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, then you have to make sure everything goes right. Otherwise, your ass is going to be grass. I mean,
Right.
they're going to
Exactly.
ignore
I
you.
mean, you're the first person they're going to come to if it goes wrong.
Mhm.
And then, what's the old adage in the retail world? It can take years to gain a customer. It can take seconds to lose that customer plus 10 more
Mhm.
because they're going to tell 10 other people.
Yeah, ask Bud Light.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, what you guys were talking about, like, I guess customer retention, like I do get calls back when I finance stuff, and I get calls like, well, it's not about paying the bill. They call, well, my equipment's broken. I said, that's not me, and I kind of I get involved with the vendor and the client, and I said, this is, who you talk to, and you try to be customer service, which I really shouldn't do, but I try to help because I want them to come back. And it's like, sometimes it works, sometimes you get burned, sometimes it's just, whatever. But yeah, and you asked, I think the whole thing is customer retention. You can do a great job for somebody, they come back. You can do a great job for somebody, they don't come back. It's just, I don't know.
Brian, that goes back to what I said originally. There are
Yeah.
people that will rather not do something so they don't hear no.
Yeah.
And there are other people that will go out of their way. And if they get no, they go on to something else. It doesn't bother them.
Yeah.
I've been told no so many times. God, if I ever listened to him, I'd be dead by now. Of course, I may
Yeah.
be dead tomorrow, but that's a different story.
But by the way, Ed, I went by, I tried to see if she was there, but the lady from the creamery place in
Well,
Atlanta, okay, she wasn't
Melissa-
there. But they're
Melissa,
open.
yeah.
They're open, okay? I'll keep my eyes and ears open for you. Okay?
Yeah, she got back to me saying they're still trying to fix the machine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Bunch of duct tape.
It may
Yeah,
be.
I want to get our intros in just so that everybody knows who we are, what we're doing. So, Jessica, why don't you finish off where you were and tell us how to reach you?
Oh, yes, thank you. So you can reach me at my email, jessica.kirby@charter.com, or you can give me a call or text at 813-326-2246. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Howard,
Mitch,
I've got to jump. I got another call I got on to. So, Rick Israel, Lifeline Insurance Consultants, 256-746-9581. Love you guys.
See
Y'all have
ya.
a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Terry, I
See ya.
gotta call you. Terry, I need to call you later on today. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks, sir. Bye-bye.
of course. Bye.
Nick, why don't you give us your intro?
Sure, Nick DeSantis. I'm with Brown and Brown Insurance. A good lead for me is anybody in the hospitality industry and all lines of insurance. We're a general lines agency that wants or needs insurance for a reason. They either have a pain, they don't like paying the prices that they're paying. They're having a coverage problem. They're having issues with their agency that they're dealing with in their service, or they're new in business. If they're an existing company that's very happy, that doesn't have any issues, sometimes it's worth reviewing their insurance. They may not know what they have, but typically if it's new or they're having issues, those are great leads for me. Anything 50 employees or more, which we have a minimum threshold. It's not very low, but we try to be a little selective. To Brian's point earlier, a larger customer is always good because it requires the same amount of service as a smaller customer. So my business is annuity. I place the business. I have a team that services the business, And if I give them bad business, then they're mad at me. It's because they have to do more work. So I kind of got to look at everything. But I worked for a small agency for many years, and I used to do a lot of small business. I filled the buckets up, and it was great because it provided a good income because there was a lot of clients, but it was a lot of work. And there was a lot of cost involved because it took a lot of people to service it.
Mhm.
Anyway, Nick DeSantis, Brown & Brown Insurance, 386-299-9540. And my email is nick@catonhosey.com, which is the old agency. They haven't changed our emails yet. And one question, Howard. I was just, while we were talking, I was kind of looking through my emails. Is there any way I can get an updated list of the members of the groups so that I know who does what for referrals, or if I have somebody that needs something, I can introduce them to somebody else in the group? I've known Brian for years, but I don't know the others.
If you go to our website,
okay,
it's on our website. The list of all of our members is on the website.
Okay, thank you. That's all I needed to know. Appreciate it.
Okay, and I think that Terry may be able to help you out for new customers. Terry, why don't you do your intro now?
Yeah, if you want to know what's opening up in Florida, come into Florida, go on our website, and there's a spot called Leads, and I think that Howard added an actual lead report that you can take a look at. It's a sample report, but you can see the volume of what we do each month, me and my team, that put out what is coming into Florida, how many do they have? Is it a franchise? Is it a chain? Is it a brand new? Is it a mom and pop? Whatever. And who the owner is. Owners add a phone number, email address, and where they're at in their stage of, for you'd want them pretty much in the beginning. They're going to need insurance, bar none. And these are a lot of big companies. I mean, that big restaurant groups that, and some are small, they have maybe a dozen concepts, but that's a lot of different restaurants. So take a look at that report. It's very, very, very comprehensive, very good. It's got a lot of information. We guarantee 50 brand new leads every single month. We are up to 70, 80, 90 a month, actually. I don't know when there's been 50, as low as 50 in many months. And then we have brand new ones at the top that have recently opened. They may also not have everything that they need. I mean, they're in a soft opening phase. They're still, we're opening March 1st. We have to get through our inspections and finish up a few little things. So there's a lot of stuff there. Any questions, call me, 561-620-8888, or send me an email, terry@trnusa.com. But take a look at that. Click on that lead thing.
Let me give you the link. It's our website, trnusa.com/leads. It'll take you right to a sample report.
Okay. I have the website address, but I'll put the /leads in. It'll take me direct there. Perfect. Thank you. That's great information. I do purchase leads from it's Restaurant Activity Report is what it's called. But I want to compare what you have, and probably I'd rather, maybe cancel that and bring it over to you. I only have a region in Florida there, and I'm not getting the whole state. And I'd rather keep it here if I'm going to be involved in this group. I want to invest in this group. So I'll check it out today.
Oh, great. And we do know them. They tried to buy us out, but we didn't sell.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
We met them in North Carolina at one of the shows. So they're very nice people.
All right. Thank you. Let's go quickly, Brandon.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Nick, you'll see a price on the website. That's not the group. It's quite a bit different.
Okay.
All right.
I'll reach out to you.
All right. Brandon?
Yes,
Yes,
Mayor.
but I'll make it quick. My name's Brandon. I'm with ITD Food Safety. And what does ITD Food Safety do? Well, we do all things food safety when it comes to technology to make food safety in your kitchens easier, to training your staff, to helping you pass those inspection reports. And Howard sends me a lot of inspection reports. And let me tell you, there's a lot of gaps in training in Florida. So we help fill those gaps. But today I also wanted to introduce something brand new that we have released to the public. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. It's called SaniPal. It's
Oh,
now our own branded line of cleaning products. So on top of that, what we are doing is we're also working with a distributor out of Sarasota, Florida. And so ITD Food Safety can now offer favorable dishwashing contracts and chemical service items as well. So we're definitely moving into that space. And so that's what we do. If you know anyone that needs a new dishwasher, I can definitely help them out. And so you can get a hold of me at Brandon@itdfoodsafety.com or give me a call at 321-308-6137.
Brandon, can you press release on that? And then that catalog, that new. And
Do a
then
press
yeah, send me a press release on that, or just send me that brochure, and I can have someone convert it, and then we can put something in the what's going on it for you.
Okay, awesome.
And your
Definitely.
contact. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And I invite all of you to do the same thing.
All right, let's go to Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars. We provide restaurant talent career opportunities all across the United States, primarily the Southeast United States. Working right now with a company that needs to find an executive sous chef for a $12 million restaurant, and also a sous chef, a little bit lower level than the executive sous chef, for another one of their restaurants. And we work on behalf of these companies to bring them talent so that they can maximize their profits and get the most out of everything that they do. Chris Kaufman, Restaurant All Stars, 404 All Star, 404-255-7827. Just ask for Chris.
Ed, good morning again.
Good morning. I'm Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in frozen dessert equipment. So we have soft serve machines, hard ice cream machines, batch freezers, display cases, frozen drink machines, whipped cream machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. That's either a text or phone call. Have a good day.
And Mr. Consistent, Brian.
Mr. Consistent.
Great. Hey, Brian with the Rogue Financial Group. Real quick, I am a commercial equipment financing company. Been in for about 20 years. I work with dealers. I work with end users, startups, franchises, convenience stores, things like that. But what I focus on is helping clients obtain financing for their equipment needs. It could be a small project, large project. Like again, startups. I work all over the country, and we help dealers and we help the end users, especially the dealers have clients who are looking for financing. So that's what I do, and I work. And my number can be reached at 404-723-7222. And by the way, Brandon, I'm going to be going to the poultry show next week. Poultry, the IPP.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will not be going, unfortunately.
Okay.
I lobbied for it, but I didn't
Okay.
get the funding. So
So it goes to ask what Howard says. I like going to these shows because I go and hand out business cards and talk to people and see if I can get some relationships with vendors, so that's what I'm going to do. See what happens.
Okay.
But
So-
I'll report back to you and get you some information.
yeah.
Brian,
like a good-
speaking of, did you get the email that I sent yesterday about the NAFM show in Orlando next year,
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
27?
Orlando. Wow, really?
Every 4 years it's in Orlando.
Yeah,
Yeah.
realize it had been 4 years because it's every 2 years that they have it.
The
Okay.
show's every 2 years. Last
Yeah.
year it was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Next year it's in Orlando, and who knows where it's going to be the 2 years after that.
Sometimes
knows?
it ends up in Chicago.
After that.
It does.
All
I
right.
know it's been in Dallas.
Well,
Yeah, it has been in Dallas.
yeah.
Based on the conversation that we had today, I'm just going to throw in that TRN, Today's Restaurant, can help you be successful in reaching new restaurants, reaching new clients throughout the year if you want to be consistent. And that's the key to the whole deal. Anyhow, we're at the end of the meeting today. I appreciate you all coming. I think we had a nice, productive meeting today. And we'll see you all next week.
Okay.
Have a nice week. Have a good weekend. And let the sauce
Okay.
be with you.